Hi there, welcome to another exciting episode of Plain Tick. Today, we're taking you on a virtual tour of one of the most incredible museums in the world, the Vatican Museums. The birth of a legend. Now, when you think of the Vatican, you might picture the Pope, grand cathedrals, and religious ceremonies. But did you know that the Vatican is also home to an absolutely jaw-dropping collection of art and artifacts? That's right, the Vatican Museums house some of the most important masterpieces of Renaissance art and Roman sculptures in the world. Get this, the museums contain a whopping 70,000 works, and only 20,000 of them are on display at any given time. Can you imagine the kind of storage space they need for all those treasures? It's like having a giant treasure chest that never ends. But the story of the Vatican Museums doesn't start with a massive collection. It all began with a single marble sculpture, purchased way back in the 16th century. Pope Julius II sent two of his top guys, Giuliano da San Gallo and a little-known artist named Michelangelo, to check out a sculpture that had been discovered in a vineyard. And boy, were they in for a treat! The sculpture they found was none other than the famous Laocoon and his sons, which depicts a tragic scene from Greek mythology. The Pope was so impressed that he bought it on the spot and put it on display just 1 month later. And thus, the Vatican Museums were born. A growing treasure trove. Over the centuries, the collection grew and grew. Popes and art enthusiasts alike contributed to the museum's treasures, adding paintings, sculptures, and artifacts from all over the world. Today, the museums span a whopping 24 galleries, each one more incredible than the last. But let's be real, with so much to see, visiting the Vatican Museums can be a bit overwhelming. It's like trying to explore a whole country in just a few hours. That's why we're here to give you some highlights and must-see spots. The Sistine Chapel. First up, the Sistine Chapel. You've probably heard of it, and for good reason. This is where you'll find Michelangelo's most famous works, including the mind-blowing ceiling frescoes and the altar wall. Trust us, you haven't truly experienced art until you've craned your neck to take in the sheer beauty of this masterpiece. Fun fact, did you know that Michelangelo wasn't thrilled about painting the Sistine Chapel ceiling? He considered himself a sculptor, not a painter, and he even wrote a poem complaining about the physical strain of the job. But boy, are we glad he stuck with it? The Raphael Rooms. Next, make sure to check out the Raphael Rooms. These are decorated with works by the one and only Raphael, and they're an absolute feast for the eyes. The School of Athens is a particular standout. It's like a who's who of ancient Greek philosophers, all coming together for an epic meeting of the minds. Imagine being a fly on the wall in that room. You'd have Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, and all the gang discussing the meaning of life, the universe, and everything. It's like the ultimate philosophy party, and we're all invited. Ancient wonders. But the Vatican Museums aren't just about paintings and sculptures. They also house some seriously cool historical artifacts, like ancient Egyptian mummies and Roman sarcophagi. It's like taking a journey through time all under one roof. Picture this, you're walking through the galleries, minding your own business, when suddenly you come face to face with a mummy. Talk about a startling encounter. But don't worry, these mummies aren't the walking, talking kind. They're more like the eternally resting variety. The Gallery of Maps. And if you're a fan of maps, you won't want to miss the Gallery of Maps. This incredible room features topographical maps of the whole of Italy, painted right onto the walls. It's the world's largest pictorial geographical study, and it's sure to leave you in awe. It's like having a giant atlas at your fingertips, except instead of flipping through pages, you're walking through a room filled with incredibly detailed maps. You might even discover a hidden treasure or two. Who knows, maybe there's a secret map to the Pope's private gelato stash somewhere in there. The Pinacoteca. For all you art history buffs out there, the Pinacoteca is an absolute must-see. This gallery houses an impressive collection of paintings from the Middle Ages to the 19th century, featuring works by some of the biggest names in art history. You'll find masterpieces by the likes of Giotto, Raphael, Leonardo da Vinci, and Caravaggio, just to name a few. It's like taking a walk through the pages of your art history textbook, except instead of staring at tiny, blurry pictures, you're standing in front of the real deal. Museo Pio-Clementino. And last, but certainly not least, we have the Museo Pio-Clementino. This museum is all about classical antiquities, and it's home to some of the most famous Greek and Roman sculptures in the world. Here, you'll find the Apollo Belvedere, the Laocoon, and the Belvedere torso, all sculptures that have inspired artists for centuries. It's like being in a room full of celebrities, except instead of asking for autographs, you're trying to resist the urge to touch their marble abs. So the next time you find yourself in Rome, make sure to carve out some time for the Vatican Museums. Thanks for joining us on this exciting journey through the Vatican Museums. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content.